Okay, now we talked about order of operations. We didn't do a lot with it just because we have Desmos, but we've got to be able to answer, sorry guys, that was my phone. We've got to be able to answer questions that are posed this way. So when we talk about order of operations, okay, we're talking about GEMDAS. G stands for grouping, E stands for exponents. The next part, multiplication and division, come next going left to right, okay? Multiplication does not always come before division, it's left to right. And then finally you've got addition and subtraction, left to right, whatever comes first, left to right. So let's look at this. We've got 7 minus 5 squared minus bracket 4 minus 6 times 3, close bracket. So first thing we want to look at is grouping. So the grouping I see is these brackets right here. So when it says what should be performed first to evaluate the expression, you're going to look inside those brackets. But once you're inside the brackets, you have to look at GEMDAS again. So inside the brackets, there are no exponents. There is multiplication though. So you would do it left to right. So that means your 6 times your 3 would have to be the first thing you did. Okay, now I know that can be confusing, but just think about it this way. Once you find your grouping, then what's inside your grouping, I'm going to move it down here, becomes a whole new situation. Okay, so then you have to look at the 4 minus 6 times 3. Is there grouping there? Well, no, because we just brought it out. There's no exponents, but there is multiplication. Okay, multiplication or division, left to right. So that means that this multiplication has got to go first. All right, so let's look at one more like this. Uh-oh, I know I skipped one, so let me look back. There's one, there's another one. It says evaluate the expression below. This is one that you could definitely do using order of operations. For example, it would say, let's just write down GEMDAS. We're going to end up putting it on our calculator, but I just want to look at this. The first thing you would do would be this grouping right here, the absolute value, the 2 minus 5. But since we've got our calculator, let's just put it in. It's going to be 14 minus absolute value 2 minus 5, close the absolute value, and then we're going to divide by, and I'm going to have to start this over. I'm going to go to my next line. Before I do anything, I'm going to start with A divided by B. That way I don't have any trouble keeping things where they belong like I did the first time I did it. So 14 minus absolute value 2 minus 5, close your absolute value, then you can go down and all of that stays on top, which is what you need. And then you put a 2 there. So if you notice up here, it started to make a mistake because it left the 14 minus outside of the fraction. So we didn't want to do that. So I saved myself by coming in using the A divided by B button first, which gave me an answer of 5.5. So if you make a mistake like that, it's okay. Just, clear it out and do it again. That's exactly what I did when I realized that I had missed that first step. Okay? So I think that's all there, and let's head to our next video.